Hello, teacher friends. My name is Jessica Pelka, and today I will be sharing some information with you to help you become a more effective teacher. This short video is on how we may be unintentionally making learning harder for our students than it has to be. And this is a part of a video series that I am sharing on how to bring clarity and vision to kindergarten teachers. As a kindergarten teacher myself, I know that teaching kindergarten is pretty much a different world. So thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time today. I am sure that you have seen the amazing classrooms that educators everywhere have put together and then share on social media. These spaces are beautiful from an adult perspective, but can sometimes feel overwhelming to a young learner. When we first begin our school year, we want our classrooms to be places that are attractive and help everyone feel comfortable and excited about learning. But sometimes for our young learners, it can have the opposite effect. And what we must keep in mind as a kindergarten teacher is that less is more. In today's video, what I'm going to talk about is what we all focus on, especially at the beginning of kindergarten, and that is helping our students to learn the alphabetic principle, which is basically learning the names, sounds, and letter formation of the alphabet. As you listen to the next part of this video, know that I mean absolutely zero disrespect to anyone listening to this today, but I have a feeling that this might hit close to home for you. Now, as a previous literacy leader, this has got to be the most common mistake that I would see in almost every single kindergarten and first grade classroom. Learning the alphabet should be pretty simple for most kids, but it's not. And it might be because we could be making it harder than it has to be. Let me explain what I mean. I am a former literacy coach and reading specialist. A few years ago, I returned back to the classroom and am now currently teaching kindergarten. When I moved into my current classroom, I found that there were several alphabet charts hanging up around my classroom. I also found boxes and boxes of different curriculums that I was expected to use, and each curriculum had its own set of alphabet materials. Now, in these sets, one company used the picture of a bird for the letter B. Another used a picture of a ball for the letter B, and another showed a bat for the letter B. All the same letter B, but different picture or keyword symbols. Another curriculum company used a picture of a kite in one resource and a picture of a koala in a different resource. Another company had a card for every single sound that each letter can make. A is for apple, as A is for acorn. Now, by using all of these differing symbols for each letter, what I'm actually doing at the beginning of the school year is I'm setting my kindergarten students up for assessment rather than giving them the opportunity to build a solid foundation to truly understand the alphabetic principle. Now, in order for our students to go far, what we need to do is build a solid foundation. And that means having one common alphabet language while we are introducing the alphabet and the corresponding sounds to the letters. Because what we're actually doing is we're expecting incoming kindergartners to understand that more than one word or picture can start with each letter. For example, B. Now, many may not even realize what the letter B is, yet they're expected to already understand that all of these symbols stand for it. Our young learners are still very black and white thinkers. And so these poor kids are thinking, didn't she just say that curly sheep thing was for bear? So instead of trying to learn 26 letters and sounds to build that strong foundation, what we're actually doing by having these different resources in our classroom, we are creating over 100 different letter sound relationships for our students to understand. So we are not only expecting our students to have a clear understanding of the alphabet, we're also expecting these brand new learners to have the ability to transfer this knowledge from one situation to another. So for example, B can stand for bear and butterfly. Now, of course, we need to teach our kindergartners how to transfer their knowledge from one situation to another, but this can't be taught first. The knowledge needs to be there before the transfer can occur. Now, to adults, This would seem attractive, colorful, even helpful. Unfortunately, to a child trying to learn this information for the first time, it can be very confusing. In the beginning of the school year, we need to ensure that our classrooms are building upon a common alphabet language to use during large group reading and writing experiences. By offering this many different alphabet choices, we are not building our common alphabet language. Instead, we are unintentionally exposing our students to a very chaotic and confusing way when building their alphabetic principle. So, what we have to ask ourselves is, are we unintentionally setting students up for learning that is harder than it has to be? Now, this alphabet chart issue is just one of the many common errors that we as teachers can make when we're setting up our classrooms at the beginning of the year. This can cause children to become easily confused. Confusion leads to frustration, and frustration leads to misbehavior. Instead of learning the rules, expectations, and behaviors along with creating a solid foundation for alphabet learning, we are now going to be fighting an uphill battle in trying to lay this groundwork at the beginning of the school year. We have to help our students feel comfortable and engaged in their learning, but we can't teach children to behave better by making them feel worse. When children feel better, they behave better. Now, please keep in mind, this is only extremely important at the beginning of the school year. Then, after we know our kids better and have established some routines, we can start bringing in other resources into our classroom. But at first, they do nothing other than to add to the chaos of the beginning of the year. So, to provide clarity and vision to you and your students, begin the year by using one common resource to teach the alphabetic principle. And yes, it feels like a slow start. But in order to reach our end of the year standards in a supportive and engaging way, we must start slow to move fast later. Now, in the Kindergarten Teacher Academy, I show you exactly how to do this and more. When we have a clear vision, it makes reaching academic standards very simple for our students and for their teacher. It's time to bring the joy and wonder back to kindergarten while still easily meeting and surpassing grade level standards. So please, my teacher friends, come find me, Jessica Pelka. I'm on Facebook, but you'll also find me at the next page in teaching, where you can find more information about the Kindergarten Teacher Academy. This is the place for kindergarten teachers who love what they do and become better at it every single day. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.